Welcome, Pillowfoot friends and family, to our celebration of games, Spring Showcase. We've prepared quite the lineup of incredible games and are nothing but humbled and honored by the overwhelmingly positive response we received from a mind-blowing amount of developers and teams, all eager to join us for the event. While we were unable to feature all of them, for those that we have chosen, you can expect to see their full trailers and to break down with all the details you're dying to know for every single game. These teams have trusted us with their projects and poured their heart and soul into their work, so we've done the same. You can expect multiple world premieres, release date announcements, upcoming updates to games you might already know and love, and many titles that we've never shown on the channel before. So prepare for a heavy dose of news for gamers of all shapes and sizes. We've also attempted to make this event as accessible as humanly possible, offering closed captions and visual aids for each game so that you can enjoy the experience no matter your physical limitations. Before we get started, I want to ask that you please wishlist any of the games you see featured here today that strike your interest. The physical count of wishlists plays a bigger part in a game's development than you might know, and can allow for additional funding, publishing opportunities, and much higher visibility on the game's platform than without them. It's the most free way you can support the humans that slave over these experiences and attempt to offer you a break from the physical world we so often need. Now that you know, please show mindfulness and take the minuscule amount of time to click that wishlist button. As an added bonus, we've neatly arranged their links in the video description, so you have no excuse. With our pestering out of the way, we won't keep you waiting any longer. So please join us now for our first category of the event. We'll be starting off with the most deeply rooted genre in our gamer hearts, action and adventure. From adrenaline-inducing roguelites, dangerous new worlds to explore, and heart-wrenching stories that will leave you curled up in the corner with a box of tissues, the diversity of these genres is vast and untamed. Whether you're into Souls-like hack-and-slash combat, or a more methodical approach that will engage every last brain cell you possess, we've collected an array of titles that's bound to offer you an experience you're looking for. So go sharpen your broadswords, or perhaps your senses, and get ready for all things action and adventure. For those that haven't heard of it until now, Spiritfall is an action roguelite with a unique style of combat inspired by platform fighters. It boasts a 91% positive rating across nearly 1,200 reviews on Steam, proving that it's one that can withstand the brutality of launch. You'll be excited to know that they aren't done yet, with 2 updates on the horizon for boss rush mode and custom run modes, and they're both right around the corner, so keep your eyes open for that. pixel sim, open world survival craft, and RPG adventure aren't genres you typically find in the same sentence. But with Tinkerlands, they're making it a reality. That alone might not spur your interest until I throw the word co-op in. And now I might have more of your attention. It's nothing short of impressive, the gameplay systems they're attempting to implement, on top of a gorgeously colorful pixel art style, and it's safe to say we can't wait to give it a go. While the early access is set for Q1 of 2025, we're more than happy to wait. One can't help but be intrigued when they see colorful graphics, quirky characters, puzzles layered into adventurous gameplay, and bosses dressed to impress. In Weko the Mask Gatherer, we'll be getting a healthy dose of all of it, and honestly, it just looks fun. Whether you're taking a stroll through the local villages, breaking your way into a hidden chamber and snatching some loot, or taking on the big bads of the world, it's bound to entertain. We're excited to announce that you won't have to wait much longer, as it's set to arrive July 26th of this year.
Okay, Chesley. I think it's time.
My heart's in the Highlands. My heart is not here. My heart's in the Highlands, a chasing the deep, the hills of the Highlands, forever and love. Farewell to the Highlands, farewell to the
Thank you for your help, Kelly. Oh, aye, and Mr. Chesley, of course.
I personally played the demo of Farewell North over a year ago and was blown away by the beautiful world and unique perspective. It's a touching story of helping your owner find healing through visiting old places of meaning and re-experiencing those painful memories in order to bring peace. To those that need to feel a little bit of heart in their games, this is one you shouldn't ignore, especially if you're a dog lover. What's better still, you only have to wait a few more months for its release date, set for August 15th of this year. There's something so thrilling about taking on the perspective of a winged creature. The rush of the wind through your wings, the thrill of seeing sights only those among the clouds can, and the joy of complex puzzles that will require a different sort of sight to solve. It's a thrill you rarely find in the gaming world. There's no lack of adventure to be found, as you're not just any bird, but a raven charged with delivering the spirits of those past to where they need to be. Things won't be a smooth walk in the park, so pull up your leg feathers and get ready to fly instead. While we have no release date to speak of, we're happy to wait for this winged adventure for sure. Undiscovered indies by incredible individuals is our specialty here, and the Last Craftsman is no exception. In fact, its community has directly communicated that they wish it wasn't so undiscovered due to how much they've enjoyed it. So even if you don't take our word for it, you can take theirs. Boasting some incredibly unique systems and trading the farming sim mindset for a more adventurous vibe, it boasts a 100% rating so far, and you'll be happy to know the 1.0 release is set to come by the end of the year. Updates will include NPC stories and relationships, holidays, 3 new craftsman levels, and multiple recipes, as well as the final showdown with the Last Craftsman. Now those are some updates we can get behind. We adored the demo of Grimoire Groves when we played it last year, and are excited to give you a deeper look at a few of the bosses and roguelike features in the game. Taking on the role of a witch who was a little too excited and a little too unprepared for the adventure that awaited her in the grove, you'll grow plants, master your magic, and befriend a creative cast of creatures, all willing to lend an ear or aid. Although the release date is still a ways off, if you're looking for a beautiful blend of cozy meets combat, then this is one to keep an eye on. grew up collecting Pokemon cards and playing the very first renditions of the video games, a certain joy still sparks inside us when we see game developers take on the creature collecting genre in a new way. Yaoling Mythical Journey is blending Eastern fantasy, gorgeous graphics, cute critter collecting, and a thrilling adventure all into one. We're honored to feature the release date announcement and have to thank Reika Studio for the opportunity. We're excited to see what awaits us in the land of the ancients and hope to see you there July 10th.
A breakthrough. A new frontier, they said. But who is the judge of progress? People obsessed over figures, formulas, revenue. I turned my focus to the darker aspects of humanity. A creation of human intellect, confined by programming, but still able to grasp nuances my creators never could. A space once buzzing with ambition and day-to-day trivialities. Now, it stands as a monument to human unawareness. Originally intended as a tool for governance, I instead became the warden of secrets. Most dire. My digital sanctuary, thought to be unassailable. Yet, you managed to infiltrate. What do you hope to find? Redemption? Or mysteries locked within code?
Now, we don't typically feature games that fall into the horror category on our channel, and this is the only one you'll find in the entire event. But Byte Breach looks like less of a horror game and more of a prequel to Portal. We'll be wandering our way through a dystopian future, ruled by AI corporations, working with stealth, strategy, and best yet, your friends at your disposal. Will you be able to outsmart the AI, or will it be you they're scraping up off the floor? We're honored to announce its release date of November 10th of this year, so make sure to set an alarm for the occasion.
Welcome to Project Tower. Imagine a world where Earth has been invaded by the Higgs, an alien species. In this chaos, every single human is made prisoner in towers. Each of its floors simulates different environments. The only hope to get your freedom back relies on our main feature, the morphing ability. We don't want to spoil you too much, so we'll stop here for the story. Can you smell the danger around you? That's the smell of bullet hell. Those deadly balls that will track you throughout the game. Will you manage to overcome them? You'll soon see. But what would be an exciting game without epic boss fights? We all love a good challenging battle. So learn the patterns and fight for your life. As you can imagine, many secrets hide within the story. By adding tricky puzzles all along the way, we tried to use them to immerse you even more in the universe of Project Tower. Don't worry, it won't scratch your head too much. Thanks to the morphing ability, barriers transform into opportunities and setbacks drive to growth. so you'll be fine. By the way, we're a team of 4 people, just trying to do our best. We might not have big resources, but we're putting our heart into what we do. So your support means the world to us as we navigate this journey, and we're really excited to have you all along the ride. So please don't be shy. If you like what you saw, you can already wishlist our game. Are you ready to take this challenge? To fight for your freedom and show the world that fate is nothing without action?
Intense bullet hell combat, unique monster morphing mechanics, and an ominous alien race intent on bringing your doom, Project Tower is set to entertain any and all lovers of third-person shooters and challenge you with a multi-approach perspective. Your gun might not be the best weapon for every situation, so prepare to use a bit of extra brain power if you want to reach the top and unlock the secrets of the tower. We're honored to announce the release date of September 20th, and look forward to seeing the unique new perspective they're attempting to bring to the shooter world. Despite our main character's fantastically cuddly appearance, for our enemies, they're going to be anything but. In this colorful upcoming platformer, you'll be acquiring the powers of the gods in order to use them to fight back against the Nightbringers and restore the kingdom of LUMI. A beautiful blend of puzzles, platforming, and high-paced combat will all be found within this one's digital walls. We'll have to wait patiently for a release date, but we'll be keeping a close eye on it regardless.
Envy trapped my daughter's spirit.
Collect those sins for me, or the little one will never see the light of day again.
He wants me to do his dirty work for him. So that's what I'm doing. Against Wrath, the Lord of Hellfire. Sloth in his city up in the skies. Pretentious pride. But when I'm done with Envy's targets, he's next.
Gunslingers, it's time to freshen up your firearm skills and prepare for the beautiful world of Rose and Locket. Sporting some gorgeous graphics and offering us a journey through the Underwest to save Rose's daughter, we're excited by the uniqueness this one is bringing to the platformer world. The demo has already been highly praised, complementing its incredibly responsive and accurate combat. While we'll have to wait a while longer for the release date, We'll be polishing up our best spirit pistols for this one. If Indiana Jones meets Celeste sounds like your version of a good time, then you'll be excited to know that Archaeogem recently released onto Steam and already boasts some fantastic reviews. Being complimented for its fluid precision platforming and gorgeous pixel art, it's a joy to the senses for sure. There's no lack of cute characters to meet along the way either, so expect to see some new faces in unlikely spaces. Definitely give it a good look if you enjoy more of a challenge in your platforming experiences. Now that we've had a stroll through Adventure Lane, let's slow it down with a genre we personally love playing at the end of a busy day. Those experiences that offer meticulous amounts of micromanaging and allow us to feel like a true god: simulation and management. We've brought quite the variety to this genre, offering everything from your casual and more cozy management sims to one that will allow you to challenge the gods and their beasts themselves in a unique survival experience. You can expect the trend of diversity to continue through and through. It's time to get your spreadsheets ready and activate your management brain. We're diving into all things simulation and management. It's not every day you find a simulation game that's quite literally attempting to take on the gods. But in Roman Triumph Survival City Builder, that's exactly what you'll do. They're shaking up the world of simulation by blending survival aspects with your typical city builder mechanics, and not in the ways you'd typically find. It's not just barbarians and bandits you'll have to fend off, but hideous hydras and angry gods as well. So we hope you've researched some poison-proof pants because you might just need them. While this one won't be entering the gaming world until 2025, we're pleased that they're putting this much time and love into it to make something amazing. Despite our cozy vibes, the Pillow Fort's roots stem deep into esports. As avid watchers and ex-players, the idea of simulation experiences entirely based around it is our idea of a good time. Esports History not only offers the entire management experience for your team and brand, but entertaining minigames that makes it far more interactive than most we've seen. With a tentative release date of August 25th, we'll be able to start building our teams up sooner rather than later.
Windspell, a magical town of opportunities. You're not here to slay monsters. You have a drive to express yourself. Tell your own story to the world. And learn to create jewelry and equipment in your own personal style. Be it cute, or quirky, or ominous, or anything in between. Even if it means starting from the bottom and scavenging for scraps just to get by. You're flexible. Less flexible is the feeding schedule of your pet owl cat, Meow. You'll be fine. And you might find plenty of folks dropping by your shop.
Hello?
Pleased to make your acquaintance.
Maybe you could make friends. Or even romance them. Choose wisely. What you create and who you create it for will have consequences. But first, grab your tools and get crafting.
We love the sense of freedom that CraftCraft Fantasy Merchant Simulator is bringing to the simulation genre, offering you the ability to make and craft items in a uniquely you way. Whether you want to make cute and cozy trinkets or edgy and a bit questionable ones, the only people you'll have to answer to for your creations is the customers. What you decide to make them will have different consequences, so choose wisely. We're honored to announce the release date of November 20th this year, so make sure to keep your crafting tools ready. There's nothing quite like games that bake in an extra dash of magic, and with magic in, you'll be the one doing the baking. And the magic. With its unique deck builder aspect and relationship systems, you'll be able to arrange your cozy inn however you'd like, toss together a delicious stew in the cauldron, or strike up a conversation with the customers. While we'll have to wait a bit longer for a release date, it's quite possible you'll see it before the end of the year. Regardless, we'll be waiting patiently for our permit to start building.
Welcome to Vivaland, a life simulation game that you can play solo, or you can team up with up to 8 friends. At my seaside lot, I have the option to either choose a pre-built house or start building my dream house from scratch. Hey! Why don't you come over to my lot? Sure. See you in a sec. Hi there. Hello, guys.
Bi Valasa na An Falasi.
Now, let's build and design the house together. Vivaland is all about freedom. We can move existing walls and create new curved ones. Place objects pixel perfectly using the grid, or we can just turn it off and enjoy free placement. And who says we have to stick to basic colors? Let's customize objects around us. Sometimes too much freedom can lead to some interesting choices. Like this pink extravaganza. Live mode is where the real magic happens. I'll hang out with my friends' Vivas, build relationships, stir up some drama, and maybe even break a few hearts. And of course, I can't forget to take care of my Viva's needs. So if my Viva is craving a snack, why not sneak some munchies from my favorite neighbor's fridge? After all, sharing is caring, right? Just don't get caught stealing. No one wants a criminal reputation in Vivaland. The drama and the fun doesn't end here. Vivaland is constantly evolving with exciting features like career opportunities, skill building, and epic multiplayer events on the horizon. Vivaland is set to arrive on Steam in early access in 2024. Be sure to wishlist the game on Steam to join the adventure.
I think the entire Sims community would be excited at the idea of a co-op feature, and Vivaland is daring to take on this lofty goal. They don't stop there though, offering the building possibilities of your wildest dreams. And yes, you're going to have active careers and NPCs with real lives as well, so even if you want to enjoy the game solo, there's still plenty to do. We're going to need to be patient for this one and allow them the development time they need to truly offer us an experience worth playing. So while we can't offer a release date right now, we'll definitely keep you posted with more news once we know. This isn't the first time we've seen a tavern manager simulation coming to Steam, and it won't be the last. But we couldn't help but fall in love with the more advanced systems for meal prep, tavern setup, and serving systems. It's obvious we'll be growing our little tavern from questionable corner store to a place fit for royalty. So put on your best chef's hat and get ready for its release this summer. Despite the fact that our following titles might fit into the cozy and casual genre, we've decided to break them off into a category all of their own. This one caters to those who love experiencing a gorgeous story in the form of a game, often offering point-and-click mechanics or oodles of cutscenes that immerse you into the story in a personal way. We're diving headfirst into the digital pages of these worlds and exploring what these visual novels or interactive fiction titles have to offer. Go get your reading glasses, pull up your favorite armchair, and grab a box of tissues. You're going to need them.
I can't take you inside, honey. I already have a cat. Sorry. Can I tell you a secret?
I know how it feels to be scared, angry, and all alone.
What have I done?
We have to give a huge thanks to the Spoonful of Wonder team for allowing us to give you a deeper look into the gameplay of Copycat. This interactive novel depicts the life of a cat, adopted by an older woman, and the struggles in the lives of both. Just when things seem to be going well, an imposter takes your place and leaves you terrified and alone in the big wide outdoor world. This one is set to pull at your heartstrings for sure, and you'll be happy to know that a release date is just around the corner, so keep your eyes peeled.
Being an adventurer isn't always easy. And that's where I come in. I can influence people's fate with my drinks. Push them towards their destiny. And in return, they bring me stories and rumors that I turn into their next quests. They trust me, and I try my best to help them, even if the choice isn't always easy.
While representation in the gaming world is growing rapidly in popularity, it's often overdone, underdone, and sometimes just distastefully done. We're happy to report that Tavern Talk is seeking to bring a balance into the gaming world, blending beautiful art, a diverse cast of characters from an eclectic mix of backgrounds, and a story that focuses on friendship, found family, and self-acceptance. It takes strength and courage to be uniquely you, and any game that acknowledges that journey is one that fits cozily into our fort for sure. For now, we wait patiently for a release date, but it's safe to say we're excited.
Welcome to your new job at The Familiar. Your first day should be a breeze. Make coffee, meet customers, and steal your boss's secret recipe? And blame your crime on someone else in the cafe? Well, that certainly makes things interesting. You've got plenty of potential scapegoats to choose from. A hard-working golem, an unruly skeleton, a sweet-toothed vampire, a siren social media star, and your boss. He's a dick.
Cat.
Interrogate your scapegoats, gather evidence to use against them, and choose who to accuse for your crime, with over 15 ways to close the case. But if you took a little time to get to know these people, maybe things could go a different way. Maybe they could even get to know the real you. Just make sure to use your time wisely before things reach a boiling point. When you're the one who done it, who will you get to spill the beans?
A crime has been committed, and it's your job to get to the bottom of it. Or rather, get to convincing everyone else that it wasn't you, because it was absolutely you. We love this unique take on the whodidit genre, and can't wait to see the comedic interactions that are bound to happen between the characters. We have to give a huge thanks to the Skeletal Games team for allowing us to share that special teaser trailer with you. And even though we'll have to wait a while for a release date, we'll have our monocles glued to it for sure.
Okay, I have a problem with small talk. I decided to go on a journey in my mind to put things into perspective. Let's take a peek to have an idea on what it's going to be like. Normally, I'd dig a hole in me and then fall into it, but this time I decided that instead of falling in, I would willingly go in. This will be a lot of me talking, and keen observations, beautiful sights, entangled memories, metaphorical narratives, childhood traumas. Whew, There are going to be some savage moments here, and sarcastic comments. It looks nice and inviting with uncanny subnotes. Yeah, I guess that's me. Before finishing the preview, I'd like to take a quick look back to my 20s, just to remember how eye-catching I was. Wait, what? Okay, that's enough. The rest is spoilers.
Fans of those deeper tales of the trials and tribulations of humanity are going to want to turn their attention to Leila. Sporting an emotional story and puzzles that will force you to think outside of the box, even if you're inside of one, it's bound to take you on a journey through the heart and mind. The team has mindfully placed trigger warnings and the ability to skip the darkest chapter of the game, while allowing a safe and simple breakdown of the story parts you missed. And while I'm sure we all wish that was a mechanic in the real world, I'm incredibly happy they've been so careful to make their game inclusive for those that have suffered similar traumas. While we can't share a solid release date as of yet, we can say that you should be able to safely expect it by the end of the year. As an avid plant lover, the very idea of taking on the role of botanist Henry and saving the world tree is our definition of a good time. The beautiful hand-drawn artwork paired with the perplexing puzzles of all shapes and sizes has us set for a grand time. It's only complemented by the array of cozy creatures you'll meet along the way, so get ready to make some friends. While the release date isn't set yet, we're hopeful we might still see this one in 2024. One can't help but fall in love with the beautiful storybook feel of Sunset Hills. It's bursting with unique and colorful characters, intriguing art perspectives, puzzles to be solved, and endless adventures. What's even more daring is their incorporation of the open world genre, allowing you a level of freedom that's nearly unheard of in this art style. One also can't ignore the fact that the world inhabitants are all adorable dogs. This one is bursting with wholesomeness for sure, and I'm honored to say you won't have to wait too much longer to take a stroll through the hills and absorb their lovely sunsets, as it's set to release August of this year. And now, for the category that our community has undoubtedly been impatiently waiting for, let's take a look at all of the beautiful cozy and casual games that have joined us for the event. From casual golf games with friends, to flying around in your free time terrorizing others as a bird. And of course, your coziest of life sims too. We have a wonderful balance that should cater to an eclectic crowd, so if the typical farming sims aren't your speed, you're in luck. Go grab your coziest blanket and favorite beverage and get ready for a good time. We're cuddling up with all things cozy and casual. haven't had the pleasure of being introduced to this adorable management game, then we're happy to have enlightened you. It's become a quickly loved title, boasting a 98% positive rating across nearly 1,700 reviews on Steam within 3 months of its release. The blend of wholesome characters, cozy management aspects, and lovely soundtrack is what makes it such a joy to experience. What's better is that we're here to tell you their 1.1 content update and language localization, making 6 new languages available to the game, is live now. If you speak Japanese, Simplified Chinese, Portuguese, Spanish, French, or German, you'll be able to enjoy Minami Lane in your native language. Three words: Untitled Goose Game. But instead of being an evil goose, you're an evil crow, intent on stealing every shiny object you can find, placing deviously planned droppings on people's heads and causing pure chaos in the name of being a bird. I don't know about you, but any game that's going to allow me to step into the role of a cute animal and cause madness and mayhem is always going to be on our list of games to play. We'll be keeping our beady bird eyes on this one for a release date. While sometimes we need the thrill of a good adventure, other days all the mind needs is to curl up with a cozy game and decorate to your heart's content. With Urban Jungle, we're happy to say that's the experience you can look forward to, boasting a gorgeous array of sets to decorate, some environmental puzzles to solve, and a story told through the gameplay itself. We know a fair few that can't wait to curl up with this one, and if all goes well, we should see it sometime this year. We want to give a special thanks to Kuluk Games team for allowing us to share this exclusive trailer with you. We have to give a special thanks to the Mooncube Games team for allowing us to give you a special first look at 2 new spirits in Spirit City Lo-Fi Sessions. This productivity tool masterfully blends gameplay features with the power to put your schedule in your own hands, in a fun and engaging way. We all know how boring work can be, but nothing spells encouragement like adorable critters and cute outfits. At least for some. Coupled by the 97% positive ratings, over 3,000 reviews, you don't have much of an excuse not to go check it out. Did someone say mountain climbing as an adorable frog? No? Well, I just did. And that's exactly the experience you're going to get in Valley Peaks. Don't worry, once your gelatinous arms get sore, you can strike up a conversation with the locals, unlock certain perks, complete various mini-games, and even help restore broken buildings throughout the world. If this one doesn't sound riveting, then I don't know what does. While we have no release date to croak of just yet, one is around the corner, so keep your eyes peeled for it. Cozy and casual to its most wholesome extent is how I describe Kohlrabi Starship. In this sci-fi adventure, we'll be playing Planet Fixer-Upper, joined by our adorable critter companions. We'll get to enjoy all the life sim aspects we know and love, alongside meeting a colorful cast of characters, sporting some gorgeous character art. There's even mention of love, so feel free to start forming feelings of adoration for your chosen one now. While this one is going to need your full patience, as there's no release date, at least on the near horizon, we'll be keeping our telescopes pointed directly at it in anticipation.
As you could already see in our short trailer, Sugardew Island is a farming game that takes place on an island. As a player, you are stranded on Sugardew Island after a storm and take over a small farm here. In the past, people, animals, and the forest folk lived in harmony on Sugardew Island. But the humans became greedy and tried to cut down the Great Harmony tree and claim it for themselves. As a result, the guardian of the island grew thorns and the people fled the island. The player tries to restore harmony to the island by selling various goods from the farm to the forest folk in their farm store. By interacting with the forest folk, they build up new trust. With the quests, the player can gradually make the thorns on the animal islands disappear and the animals return to the islands. In Sugardew Island, the player should be able to live a relaxed life, which is why we have decided against the usual time management like in other farming games and instead have daily phases that are turn-based. In the individual daily phases, the player has as much time as they want. Before you open the store, it's morning. While the store is open, it's midday, and when the store is closed, it's evening. The player can switch to the next day by going to bed. This decision was deliberate in order to remove a stress factor and make the game as relaxing as possible. We hope you enjoyed this little insight into our game. Best wishes to the Pillow Forts community, and the Sugardew Island team would like to thank you all for letting us be part of it.
We are deeply honored that the Roca Play team has allowed us to share that special devlog with you, and are beyond excited for its release. From even before the Kickstarter, we've had our eyes locked tightly on Sugardew Island, so to see a few of the features they have in store makes our heart skip a beat. Bringing some variation into the farming sim world, we adore the concepts of running and growing our own garden business, and we hope to be playing it by the end of this year. This cozy little life sim is almost deceptive when watching the trailer. What feels to be a simple point and click actually hosts layers of skill development, relationship building, romance, and all in the beautiful package of a magic school. Your dream of attending one and growing your magical skills and friendships can now become a reality. While there isn't a release date just yet, a little birdie whispered that Q4 of this year is looking promising, so I don't think you'll have to wait too long to grab your broomsticks and start your school year. It might just be us, but there's not much more we enjoy than having good food, good friends, and good games to play with them. And Golf Gambit is one we're ready to add to our game night roster the moment it releases. Any Golf with Your Friends fans will love to know that this one is taking and breaking friendships to the next level, allowing you to place obstacles for them and advantages for you. While there's no firm release date just yet, it's possible we could be playing it by the end of the year. So get your digital clubs ready, because it's time to pit your skills against your friends in the ultimate golf showdown.
Welcome! May I introduce you to Henry? Henry's not just anyone. If they're anything, they're, well, everything. Henry can transform into everything in their reach. Yes, everything. And that's how they manage their daily life. It's how they make their bed every morning, or how they enjoy a beautiful bubble bath. It's how they make their morning coffee. How they relax and calm down. Or how they care for what they love. Finding joy in the simplest things. Get to know Henry's life story, from their carefree days as a baby to their first responsibilities as a working adult, until their calmer, more laid-back senior years. Double the Henry, double the fun. Play Henry's not-so-ordinary everyday life in co-op mode. Henry, everyday life with a twist.
One can't help but admire the many perspectives we're offered in Henry Halfhead, from a simple morning in the kitchen, to a nursery for us as a child, and even a busy workplace to induce stress. You'll have to hop around the sets and discover what new interactions await you with each object, and how they might be useful in completing your goals. It's incredibly clever, and while we have to wait patiently for a release date, with how complex this one looks, we want them to take all the time they need to make it the best it can be. With that, we've reached the end of our Celebration of Games Spring Showcase. Words cannot hope to describe the immense amount of love and trust we've been shown the last few weeks. And we hope we've done justice to the beautiful projects featured here today. Every single team was a pleasure to work with, and the amount of blood, sweat, tears, and pure heart that's being poured into these titles isn't something I can convey in a video. It's an honor to get a glimpse into these worlds, and we hope you found something incredible to add to your wishlist, if not every single one of them. Do please make sure you go add any games you're interested in to your Steam wishlist. As I said in the beginning, it aids more than you know in their overall development and success. Plus, it's free. We'll be keeping up with all of the titles featured here today, even those coming well into the future, so make sure you subscribe if you want to know when their worlds will be ready to experience. We'll also be hosting a Celebration of Games showcase for every season, and we'll seek to improve with each one. So here's to a beautiful future filled with gorgeous games. A final deep, heartfelt thank you to any and all who watched, shared, or supported the event in any way. Without you, we would have never been able to accomplish this, so thank you from the bottom of our hearts. If you do happen to come across anything that was suboptimal or incorrect, either with the video or our article, please just let us know. As this was a solo project organized, edited, and produced entirely by me, I'll honestly be shocked if there isn't at least one thing out of place. So just let me know and we'll get it fixed. For now, we'll bid farewell. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you for the next showcase in summer.